It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. That's the only way to describe my practice session yesterday. I had an SRR around 3.5, which means I rolled a 7 every 3 or 4 rolls. But I ended the day very strong with a 43 roll with 1 7 on a come out. So I was hot and I was cold yesterday. So today, we're going to take this trusty GoPro and we're going to go back down to the table and you're coming with me. Let's go down, take a look, and see what we can find out. All right, so let's explain a little bit what I'm trying to go for right here. So in a way of landing zone, I'm really trying to hit maybe this little area right here, from the number 4 fire bet, over to the big 8. This little 4-inch square is kind of my sweet spot. I'm wanting it to hit, come up and hit the wall, in the lower part of it if possible, and then come back within a couple of inches. This is actually the hardest part for me to control is the splash back off of the wall. I really want the dice to stay together and just be a couple of inches off the wall. If I have one that's going way off this way or way off this way, I probably hit the dice with a little bit, or hit the back wall with a little too much force and hit the side of a pyramid rather than maybe the bottom of the pyramid. So when it hits that side, it's going to boom, go off one way or the other. Now that's okay. It's not not ideal, but even when it hits the side and it starts to go off a little bit, you really want it to still be within 2 or 3 inches of both dice. You really want them to minimize the travel after hitting that back wall. So that's one of the things that I'm going to work on. Now the other things, a couple of other things that I'm working on, let's grab the dice, is setting them. So you're going to see me do some things, and I'm going to twist this way, maybe you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to try to grip at the very edge of the dice, okay? And then my thumb about halfway down in the middle. I kind of rotate them forward to make sure that I got a good solid grip, and then I kind of wiggle it around a little bit and I feel it in my fingers. I can feel if one dice is not tight, if it's if the dice aren't really tight together, or I don't know how to describe it, but just this little rubbing motion on the felt, I get a sense for, do I have a good grip or not. Then I come over here and I flip it up this way. I start with a little bit of distance off of that felt, okay? And directly underneath my mouth is what I'm going for. And that's one of the things I noticed that I'm not consistent. There's a lot of times I start way over here, but when I start right here, I actually minimize my backswing a little bit, and I think that that's a good thing. So I go back just a little bit, and then as I go forward to release, one of the things that I'm trying to watch out for is the angle of the dice when I'm releasing them. I notice that my wrist has a tendency to curve to the inside, curve towards the wall over here. So I'm trying to do a conscious effort to keep my wrist flat as I go through that, through the release motion. Hopefully we'll be able to see that on the GoPro just a little bit better. But yeah, all right, let's do a few practice runs, see how it goes. All right, so here we are again, back down at the table, and it's been a long time. I think October was the last time that I did a video from the table. And like I said in the intro, I'm really working on some of the fundamentals here. And I've got maybe 30, 40 tosses over the next 10 minutes or so. Did some editing so it speeds things up. And we did actually a little bit of slow-mo in here also. So what I'm looking for is consistency. What am I doing in my toss that's resulting in the bad throws? And yeah, so here we go. Here's the first slow motion. We were way off target. Okay, watch how the dice, I think this one goes towards the center of the table rather than straight down. Looks good so far. Here it comes out. And you can see the dice are traveling one higher than the other and towards the middle of the table. And I got a huge separation there at the end, and it resulted in a 7. Yeah, so this is probably going to go by pretty quick. Like I said, it's about 40 or so. That was a horrible throw. Okay, we're going to highlight this one in a slow motion. Here we go. Watch this. Oh, look at that. Instantly, I guess it would have been my left die really started to fly high. So that's in my release. At least I think it's in my release. And like I said in the intro, I'm looking to see, after the dice hit that back wall, after they travel back just a little bit, I still want to see them close together. I don't want to see them way apart. That tells me I have a little bit more of a controlled shot, even though if the outcome might not be as good, like that one right there, a 4-3-7. But the dice are not too far apart. They're traveling together. I'm setting them so that I can get, I don't know, so I can avoid the 7s. I'm not going to say I'm trying to target a specific number, but I'm trying to avoid the 7s. I want them to stay the way I've got them set. Okay, so maybe not such a bad shot. Let's see it in slow motion. Coming back, I'm coming back a little bit further than I actually think I am. In my mind, I think I'm only coming back 3 or 4 inches, but it looks like I might be coming back, 8 to 10 inches. That one looked okay, but as the dice were going through the air, they started to separate a little bit more. If I was on a 14-foot table and tried that, by the time they hit the table, they would have been out, out quite a bit. So, again, not really a great shot. Okay, here we go. All right. So look how close those stayed together, those box cars. Yeah, that one wasn't a great shot either. So like I said, I ran through maybe 40 of these, 40 tosses here in the next 10 minutes. So we've got a lot of material to look at. And, I'm not going to be able to analyze it here live as we're going through. Oh, wait. Picture perfect. What's this all about? There we go. Dice out. Yeah, looking good. Look at how they're sticking together. Look how they're rotating. And you can see that the numbers, I was set for a hard way. You could see those numbers stayed together. And it was a 6-2-8, okay? Stayed together as they were rolling through the air. Now, I know I don't have the screen showing the splashback, but the 2 is off axis. So even though it was a beautiful looking shot, one of the dice still went off axis. Okay, we've got another slow motion going here. Yeah, and this time my right die is flying high. I believe that has to do with my finger placement. Either my middle finger might not be exactly in the middle, or maybe a little bit too much pressure on my ring finger or my pointer finger. I'm not sure what's causing that. If you know, man, I would love to hear it. Leave me a comment. Let me know, because that is one of the biggest problems that I have, is keeping my dice together in the air. And if they can't be together in the air, there's no way once they hit that felt they're going to stick together. This is craps, not bowling. Watch this. Look how low this shot is. Yeah, it barely gets above the 11-inch high rails. And snake eyes. Yeah, not the worst outcome. Actually, that's on axis for the set I was throwing. I'm throwing a 3-6-3-6. So 5s and 2s are the off axis here. Now again, kind of far away. You see me kind of wiggle. As I set those dice, I kind of wiggle it back and forth just a little bit. I found that if I kind of wiggle it, it tells me, it's an indicator, if my dice are together tight or if they're loose. Oh, this is another slow-mo. And another high dice. Yeah. Please, anybody out there that can help me with some advice on that, I'm all ears. Love to hear it. Spot my landing zone, let them fly. It looked all right. And they stuck, I would say that's probably about 5 inches away from each other. All right. So we're ripping through a few. Dice are out. Looked all right. Yeah, hard 4. Both dice off axis though. That's something I should go back and take a look at. What happened there? That looks great. See that? I mean, they were maybe an inch away from each other, about 3 inches off that back wall. That's something I should look at and see what was I doing there. Did everything look right? Am I doing something different on that shot than I am on the next shot? What does it look like? Die set. All right. Yeah, that one wasn't a great one. Again, one die high. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have a shot of my landing zone here. I actually do, but I had a difficult time. Here we go. Slow motion instant replay. Looking good so far. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that wasn't bad. 426 also. That one of those dice, the 2, was off axis though. So a good looking shot doesn't guarantee good results. And there's the 7 out. And I'm not tracking any of these at this point. You know, I'm just shooting. I'm just working on some practice. Here we go. Hard 10. A little further away than I would like. That one looked pretty good. 639. Okay. You know, it seems... Oh, hard 10. Look how close those are to get together. It's too far over towards the center of the table that I would like, but I do like that they traveled together. So whatever I did worked in that sense. 538. I was going to say, I feel like I'm pretty consistent on my backswing. I don't know exactly how high I'm coming up off the table, but a little further back than I probably should. Oh, looks perfect, but was it really? Yeah, watch this one. Another one looked good in the air, but it was deceiving. Watch this. Okay, everything's looking great so far. They come out together. They're traveling together, but watch the pips. There's a 1 and a 3. So even though it looked like they were traveling together, one die started to spin faster than the other. Even though they stayed together as they're going through the air, one was rotating a little bit faster speed. 426. Okay, here we go. Dice are out. Yeah, so I would say my biggest problem is I think that's my release. I don't know that if it's either my grip or my release. I can't tell which one it is that causes the one die to fly high. I don't know. Landing zone is a little inconsistent. Ooh, that one had big separation. Yeah, it seems like I'm going more towards the middle of the table. You can see the double line between the pass line and the don't pass bar. All right, here we got another slow motion. Bad landing. Yeah, definitely in the middle. So that's what I was saying. You see that double line in between the pass and the don't pass? Well, that's what I'm trying to line it up with. But my table is angled. It's not a straight line, it's an angled line. But point A and point B should be about the same. So where I'm throwing them from is the double pass line. Where I should be hitting it is at the double pass. Okay, trying to make sure that I've got those dice glued together. Spot my landing zone. Let them go. Again, off towards the middle. I definitely am not hitting a consistent landing zone. All right, 617. All right, that's going to do it for this practice session. And I obviously have things I need to practice. I was not consistent on the landing zone. I was not consistent on the height of the dice. I was not consistent on the release. You know, the core fundamentals of dice influence. I need practice. And what I need to know from you, though, is do you want to continue to see videos like this? Is it educational for you, and are you picking up something that you can use in your game? If so, let me know. If not, let me know that too. And if you have any advice or comments on what you saw in my video, I'd love to hear that as well. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Stay tuned. Hope to have some more for you too.